And like you said, you ended that season with 26 goals there for Port Vale. And then your move came to Leeds United. How did it come about, mate? And what was that feeling like? Knowing that
Well,
obviously they are a massive club, but they was down in the dumps in League One at the time, below the level they were used to being at. What was that
yeah.
feeling like when they came in?
So I'd left base now. So I had done my own deal to Port Vale.
Mm-hmm.
So when I was at Port Vale, I really and truly I had no agent. So that's how I come across Eric Hall.
Right.
Right now, when the January window come, Eric Hall, like there was a lot of clubs showing interest. I went to Barnsley, but you know what they was offering me money wise just didn't make sense. There was in a relegation dogfight in the champ, and I was like, do I go there from January to the end of the season, and then if they get relegated, I'm going to be deemed a failure?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So I was like, you know
You'd be
what?
back where you were originally anyway.
Yeah. So I said, I might just stay where I am because this team suits me, and then I'm on a free.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So, yeah. So my captain at the time was a guy called George Pilkington, top defender. His agent, and George was a very astute guy, quiet, just a professional. Do you know what I mean? So in my head, I was thinking, if he's got an agent, he has to be someone that's decent because he wouldn't suffer a fall. You know what I mean?
Mm.
So this guy was Tim Webb, his name was. He was like, approaching me, talking to me. I was like, look, I've got a verbal agreement with somebody, so I don't mind chatting to you, but I'm a man of my word. So I'm with Eric Hall. So he said to me, look, Leon, I'm happy to keep in touch. If you don't get a move in January, is it possible I can call you in February? In my head, I'm thinking, listen, I've broke a 50+ year record, 18 goals before Christmas. I'm gone. People are gone after 20 goals. I've got 18, and it's not even December yet. Do you know what I mean? January come, nothing. Like the Barnsley thing fell through. So I just said to Eric, look, mate, to be honest with you, I just don't think this is going to work. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So then I got with Tim, finished off the season with 27 goals. And then, Scunthorpe come in, who were doing well at the time. Brighton, Leeds. And, when Leeds come in for you, you don't go nowhere else, do you? Do you know what I mean? So I went to Leeds, and I remember Dennis Wise said to me, he said, Leon, mate, listen, if you were still with Eric, you wouldn't be here now.
Really?
He said, I would do no business with that man.
Wow. So that could sort of answer a lot of questions about what we were talking about earlier then. That could have been a reason that you might not have been getting the fair cracks as well.
But I was only with him for a small portion though.
Oh, of course, yeah, no, that is true, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It weren't like I was with him like from the beginning.
Yeah.
That's
mad that they wouldn't do business with him then.
Yeah. And he said he's still, I think he used to be Wisey's agent back in the day.
Yeah.
Ah, right.
So he had everyone. Remember, he had everyone.
He had a lot of people.
So he I remember Wisey said he still owes me money. And I was like, wow, 27 goals, all that work, and I might not have been here due to this guy, do you know what I mean? And then I got to Leeds and, signed for good money. Everything was like, I remember I signed the contract and everything in Dubai, and I saw Dennis Wise in Dubai. And I remember sitting there thinking, you know what? The hard work starts from now. And I just had a nightmare. I broke my leg in pre-season. Didn't even know I broke it until we got back to England. I think it was 9 days after.
Mate.
I was doing all calf raises. Not that I've got any calves, but I was doing like calf raises and things like that. And then hot and cold and things like that. I was getting ready to go for a jog. He just gave me a massage on my ankle. My ankle just blew up.
Wow.
And he was like, "Oh, we're going to get an X-ray." X-ray, yeah, they're cracking my fibia.
Fucking
I was
hell.
like, "How? I've been walking around like for 9 days. How? Do you know what I mean?" And then I
Yeah.
came back from that, scored on my debut at home.
Against Bury, wasn't it?
Bury, that's it, yeah. Broke my toe in that game, so I was out for a month.
You
And
had
then
rotten luck with injuries at the club, mate.
seriously bad. And then Oldham at home with 3-0 down at half time. I'm driving Wisey mad. I'm like, put me on. I've got 2 goals. I've got 2 in me. Please put me on. So half time come, he made a straight change. He put me on. I think I scored after like 15 seconds.
See, I remember this as well.
Yeah, I broke my arm.
You broke your arm. It was like a diving header, wasn't it? And you broke
Yeah,
your
it was
arm.
diving header, but that is it Trollope or something? That
Yeah.
defender.
He kicked you, didn't he?
He went to clear the ball, innit? Right? He like a defender would do. He did it deliberately.
Yeah.
I'm gone to dive and header it, and he's gone to. I think he's kicked my arm, and I've landed like that with my arm bent. And if you watch the goal,
I actually saw it earlier.
Right, so you see Alan Thompson comes up to me, and I'm holding my arm like that.
And you're and
right?
he's like grabbing you, and you're like, "Fuck off!" It's
Yeah. Well, my arm was clicking. The bone had come out of the skin. Yeah. And I swear to God, yeah.
Because you pulled your sleeve up, didn't you, at the end of the clip?
Yeah.
Like,
I run over to the side because I was like, I ain't coming off this pitch. I said, I'm not coming off. Right. I said, tape it up. I'm not coming off. Right.
Brilliant.
And they taped it up, and then the pain, Jesus Christ, the pain. Like you know when he's trying to run with one arm, yeah?
Oh.
But you know what? Fair play to the Oldham. I think they realised I'd hurt myself. None of them touched my arm.
Really?
Yeah, none of them touched. You got to think in a battle like that. Imagine Roy Keane.
Yeah,
Roy Keane would have just been pulling. Do you know what I mean?
Grabbing Oldham.
Dennis Wise would have been. You know what I mean? You know what these guys were like. So they fair play to them. And then at the end of the game, I was in so much pain. I remember I went home and I sat there. I was getting pins and needles in my fingers, and the girl at the time, she phoned the emergency people and they said, "No, you need to go down to the hospital." Went there, was waiting for ages. And the next day I had the operation. And man, it was bad.
It's such a sickener, isn't it? It's such an anticlimax. Like, you've come on, you've scored in front of that crowd. That feeling alone must have been unbelievable. And then you've gone from fucking 10 to 0.
Different class, man. Our first game of the season, Southend at home. I think there was 27,000 people in there, and I could just in League One. I'd never seen anything like it in my life. And I used to check them days. I used to buy the paper, so I used to always check
the attendance.
Attendance at different clubs. I think Nottingham Forest used to get the same. It was always kind of give or take. Yeah. But like teams like Wigan in the Premier League were getting like 17,000, 18,000.
Yeah. Yeah, but you think them two clubs should never have ever been there?
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
They just shouldn't.
True, mate.
Yeah, it's true.
They're two giants.
Forest, mate. They've won 2 European Cups and they're still not back in the top flight. You know what I mean?
No.
Oh, no, mate.
It is incredible, isn't it, really?
Yeah,
it must have been some feeling like you've lived my dream, mate. You know what I mean? Like, as a Leeds fan, you've lived my dream. Scoring at Ellen Road must have been something.
You guys are the best supporters. Like, I get a lot of Leeds support. Like, obviously, when it's all said and done, like, I would be considered a flop, in all honesty, because, do you know what I mean? I never really got going.
Yeah.
But, I get messages from Leeds supporters, even to this day, and they're like, Like, you know, they're like, nah. Once you're Leeds, you're one of us, and did it like
True,
you know,
no.
the infection. Seriously, man. Like, you know, I remember we travelled to Ireland to play a pre-season game, and we came out the just, and I looked, and literally one side, that side was all Leeds supporters. And the Irish team had one little side. I couldn't believe it. I've never seen anything like it in my life.
They're different
You know,
class,
at the
aren't they?
airport, like people like you know, signing autographs at the airport, like crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, it must have been some experience, mate. Like I noticed even during them times, I spoke to Seb about it as well. Like, and he said to us, he said we were like in League One, but you like made us feel like we were Champions League players.
Oh,
He said, like, we're
seriously.
looking at it going, League One, we ain't League One. Like,
Yeah. The clubs. Like I'm a fan.
love it.
Do you know what I mean? I want to see them do well. Like, I want to see when they went up. I was like, you know, and then you know my little Don Fabian Delph.
I was going to ask you about Fab because like the players in that team, like there were some cracking players like Jermaine Beckford, Tresor Candle, Johnny Howson, Dougie
Oh, he was a
Friedman, Johnny
baller.
Douglas, who we also had on here, Johnny Douglas, and
Yeah, Dougie's a good lad, man.
top man, yeah. And Fab,
Husey, Andy Hughes.
oh, Andy Hughes, what a legend. Oh, 10 dog.
Yeah.
Was Becky over there? Is he?
Who's that?
No, Becchio come after.
Yeah,
Oh,
he
he
was
came
later.
after.
Yeah. But like from watching your academy video, Leon, that you put on YouTube, like Fab features in that where you go and chat to him, and
Yeah.
he looks up to you, mate. Like you can like it's so sort of refreshing to see that sort of how you treated him when he was a young kid coming through at Leeds has resonated with the guy, and he obviously respects that, and
Yeah.
he looks up to you.
It's him though. Him and Tom Elliott were, and I've got him with all the young players because that's me. I always look out for the young ones, you know.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean? Because that's what you're meant to do. That's what happened when I was a kid. You know, the older ones looked out for me. So, you know, I don't like people who bully people. I don't. It's one thing I don't like. I won't have it on my watch. Do you know what I mean? But Delph and Tom Elliott, they were just good kids, and I just got on really, really well with them, and they were respectful as well. And I just think Delph, he's just been brought up the right way. I mean, you know, you look how many years later I've gone to Man City to interview him, and he had to go to a game, and one of the ladies, I don't know what her title there was, but she was there to look after us and make sure we was all right. And she said to me, you know what? He's the nicest boy at this club.
really.
He comes in every single morning. He says hello to everybody. He's got time for everybody.
Brilliant.
Do you know what I mean?
That must sort of make you feel sort of quite proud as well. The fact that,
but I think he's got that from his. I think he obviously comes from good stock.
Yeah, he must do. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's just, and I've noticed that kind of. So it's not a surprise to me.
Yeah,
I don't get me wrong. Some people do change. You know what I mean? When they get the money, they do this, they do that, and blah blah blah. But he is a very, even to this, he's just a very low key person. You know,
you
not
don't
a lot
see
of people
anything
have
of him giving it the big one, do you?
Nothing, man. He's just a family man. He's got his kids. You know, he's got his wife. You know, he's had an unbelievable career.
Oh,
yeah. If not for injuries, I mean,
what a player, mate.
Could have been.
I just like. Do you know what I mean? I cut like. Do you know what I mean? Like, I love the kid, man. Yeah. I love the kid. He's a big man now.
You know what I mean? England regular, 100%. If he didn't have
100%. That season he had that Villa before he went to Man City.
Frightening. Well, Leon, when he came through at Leeds, mate, like you probably saw glimpses, but I think it was like a year after you'd gone that he really sort of broke through. And
Andy Hughes was calling me every week.
Really?
Because he was getting man of the match every week, weren't he?
He was taking the piss, mate.
Like I heard he broke. Was it? Yeah, a record for how many man of the matches in a row or something.
Yeah, it was literally every game. It was like almost you had took a world-class player and stuck him in Sunday League almost, like, and he was a kid and he's just running rings. I actually remember Robbie Savage. I think he might have been at Brighton or someone at the time. I can't remember.
Yeah.
But he played against him, and I remember him being interviewed afterwards, and he said, "You know what?" He said, "I thought I was going to school this kid because he's only a baby, and Savage had been there, seen it, and done it." And he's unbelievable. Like, he couldn't get near him. Like, he said he actually embarrassed me today. Like, and he scored a goal in that game where he ran the length of the field, mate. Like, and he beat about 5 or 6 players and just smashed it top bins. And he was about 17. It was just what are we watching?
He was different class, mate.
He was
different class.
He was an unbelievable.
I remember saying
player.
to him, mate. I said to him, "Listen, mate. All the money in the world is coming you, mate. It's coming your way. I'm telling you. You just keep your head down and do what you do and enjoy what you're doing, mate. Yeah, and you are gonna be all right. Don't you worry about that."
Yeah, too right, mate.
Well, I mean, it's a shame. It's a shame I wasn't into the agency game then. That would have been my guy. You know what I mean?
Like we've mentioned as well, Leon. We had Seb on, Seb Carroll, and he told me, I did give him a little message before we had you on, and I said, Seb, you must have some sort of stories about Leon that I could run by him. So,
what's he said?
So he basically sent me a voice clip, and he said, ask him about. He said, I hope he remembers. So I want to hear what his reaction to it is. But he said, ask him about a pre-match meal we had at Ellen Road. And he said, basically, it was all you boys were all around you, Trez, Jermaine, Rui Marquez, Curtis Weston. You was all sort of around having your pre-match meal. And basically, they had all planned to pretend that they're all listening to you when you're telling the stories, and they was just going to be blanking you off. And he basically said that you was like chatting about a story like from when you was younger or something coming through, and you twigged after about 5 or 6 minutes. And he said that's quite a long time when one person's speaking. You twigged after about 5 or 6 minutes that none of them were taking much notice. And you're like, "Here, boys."
Yeah. It was at Ellen. Yeah, fucking little bastards.
And he said your face just dropped when they was like, "What? Sorry, Leon. No, we weren't listening, mate." Like...
Yeah. Big cut. Do you know what though? I used to run that place, mate. So they, you know what I mean?
Oh God. I love it. It sounded like
I tell you, we had such a good dressing room.
You're quite a tight knit group, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I mean, you got to think like even like Torre Andre Flo. He used to, I remember getting him drunk one time in Harrogate. You know what I mean? And no one thought Torre was going to be like that. You know what I mean? And Alan Thompson, and I remember there was days that what's that restaurant? I need to find out. What's that restaurant? The Italian restaurant near the station that everyone used to go to.
What, in Leeds?
Yeah.
It's not.
Is it
Zzz's, is it?
Is it Zzz's?
It's not Zzz's, is it?
It might be. I can't remember.
I'm not sure.
But yeah, I remember like we'd be in the town centre and
you'd all be in there having your lunch.
Why does he would just call us, or we'd call him or whatever, and he'd be, I'm in Zzz's or whatever, and we'd go and meet him and Gus Poyet. Yeah.
See, that's rare alone, like with the gaffer.
Exactly. Like we used to go and meet him, like absolutely polish off the food and leave him with the bill and then just piss off. Do you know what I mean? When Gus went to Spurs, the wheels fell off, man.
Yeah, that ruined it, mate. It was.
But you guys never gave Wisey a fair shake, though, man. Like,
no, we didn't. It was
didn't give him a fair shake. Like, he was such a meticulous. He was a good guy, man.
Yeah, it's a weird one with the Dennis Wise situation because he done well that season. Like we was like with the minus 15 points.
Oh,
To
mate.
do what we done was incredible, but I think some sectors of the fans just can't look beyond the past. And if you're linked with certain clubs like Chelsea, Manchester United, whatever, and I think you have to go about it in a certain way to sort of win them over. And
Mm.
Wisey's not that sort of character to come groveling, is he?
Nah, well, why would you though?
Exactly. But I think,
Do you know
yeah,
what I
it's
mean?
just it's a weird one. I think
Like
maybe we'd have
football's an
seen it out, and of
it's an egotistical game. Like
course it is.
it's like asking a Leeds supporter to give United credit. You're just not gonna do it because
No way.
the rivalry's there. So why would you now want a manager or you want a guy who's been in the game for long and done what he's done in the game, you know, with an
Yeah.
ego, like to now it's just not gonna work, you know what I
No.
mean?
And I think with the ownership as well, with like Batesy being in charge and the link to him with Wisey, I think the fans had already made their mind up on Bates that he was not our like cup of tea. You know what I mean? So when he,
Nah, and listen, I know the Bates is definitely one of their Marmite situations, but at the end of the day, do you know what I mean? And I get it because you know I feel the same right now about Arsenal owners. You know what I mean? Like you know, but Bates used to come in, he used to fly in and be at the games. He weren't a man that was just he wasn't an armchair man. He was there. Do you know what I mean?
yeah, he was, yeah,
You know, and during the tough time, which it was a very very tough time, he was there. Like, do you know what I mean?
yeah. No, he definitely
They
was.
assembled a good squad together. That squad was capable of going up.
Well, I'm still adamant that that team and some of the teams we had in League One, they could have gone up from the Championship.
Yeah,
Like that
I believe
that
so.
year
As
when we
well.
went up, and you look at the players, and that you got Delph, Howson, Bradley Johnson, Snodgrass, Becchio, Beckford.
Snoddy. We look after Snoddy now. So Snoddy, that's my boy, man.
I
Yeah.
love Snoddy, mate. What a fucking player
Snoddy.
he was. What a character
King's
and all. He's a funny
ridiculous,
boy,
but
man.
he's a funny mate. That guy there will have you in stitches, man.
I've seen a few of
Serious.
his little prank calls and things like that he
Oh,
does.
mate,
We
listen.
had Tubes on from Soccer AM on here a few weeks back, and like got a little bit of relationship with Tubes. I talked to him a fair bit and that, and I was talking to him about Snoddy because he done an interview with him, and Snoddy got on the phone to Fenners from Soccer AM and done like a prank call to him, pretending to be someone from Greg's in Scarborough.
Yeah. I see that. I was laughing my head off.
He's a right character, isn't he, Snoddy? But
Yeah, he is, man. But I take it seriously, man. One of the nicest guys you meet in football, man. Like
yeah,
I can
comes
talk to
across like that
Snoddy
and
to.
all.
I talk to Snoddy for an hour, and maybe
Yeah.
5 minutes of that conversation would be about football. Do you know what I mean? Just different. He's just a good guy, man. Yeah, proper.
Yeah, again,
Lovely family, just grounded, down to earth. He's just one of the boys.
how did that come about? You like being in touch with him because he weren't at Leeds when you was there, was he?
No, but his agent is my teammate who I work with now in the agency.
Right, gotcha. So that's how
So they
relationship.
was at Livingston together.
Oh,
So
right,
he's
yeah,
had
cool.
he's
That's where we
been
got
he's
him from.
been they've been there from the beginning all the way, you know.
Oh, that's brilliant, mate.
Mm.
That shows the kind of person he is as well to still be with someone.
Oh, it's
You know what
it's
I
a
mean?
family. The way the agency work is you know what I mean? Once you're in, you're in. Do you know what I mean? And you know, everyone gets on, you know, it's a beautiful thing, lovely relationship.
That's wicked. I love that. And then, like we said about like Wisey, obviously it didn't. He ended up after Gus left. Wisey ended up going as well. Took the job at Newcastle, didn't he, on the board?
Yeah.
And then Gary Mack came in, and obviously from a Leeds fans' point of view, we're buzzing because he's a Leeds legend. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
Liverpool legend as well, Greg. And you feel the same. You know?
Oh yeah, good player, mate.
But I've heard sort of mixed bags from some of the players on like how he treated them and whatever. And I think you had a decent relationship with him at the start, but when it got obviously we ended up getting to the playoff final and he treated a few people quite badly there, didn't he? With leaving people out in
Yeah,
the way he went about it.
I got on really well with Gary McAllister. You know, when a manager comes in, especially when a manager that signed you is gone, the new manager comes in, you know, they want to do things their own way. So just naturally, some people are going to get left out. Do you know what I mean? Because if he has a particular player he wants in that position, he's going to want to, do you know what I mean? And that's fair enough. That's the job, you know? But me and him got on really well. And then, you know, we used to talk all the time. Like, he had me traveling. God, my arm was broke at that time, and he put me in the squad. And I went, Gaffer, you put me in the squad. I can't. He goes, no. I just want you around. All the boys look up to you, and I want you around the squad. And I was like, absolutely buzzing. I was like, oh, this is wicked. Like, I had my own room, and I used to travel to all the games as well.
That's amazing.
Because I felt part of everything. Do you know what I mean? Like, when I was injured, Gus and Dennis used to come and see me every single day. All the boys used to come and see me every single day before they went on the training pitch.
That's incredible.
Not some places, when you're injured, you become the forgotten man. Never for a second. Do you know what I mean? At Leeds. Uzi done 1,500 meter runs with me just to keep me company.
Wow.
Like, no one does that.
No.
I don't do 1,500 meter runs, let alone with someone for a laugh.
Exactly. Do you know what I mean? And they were horrible runs, right? But
that's
a special
a sign
bond.
of a family and a proper team, isn't it? Like,
yeah. We had a special bond. So then Gary brought in somebody to come and train us. We hadn't won in 8 or 9 games. The wheels had come off really at the time.
Is this?
And then,
sorry to chip in. Is this the fitness guy?
Yeah. If I sit here, really, I wouldn't even. I mean,
I've heard Bex talk about it before.
Yeah. So he come in. First time he comes in, he goes to Casper, the goalkeeper.
Ankergren, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you're the club faggot. So Cass, you know what? Cass is he's just not a confrontational person. So he's just carried on and just thought, wow, okay, whatever. Okay, then what's he done now? Yes, we've gone out for warm up. Me and Bex were close, so me and Bex were always going to warm up together, talking, whatever. You know, so we did a run, and then we done a stretch. So stretch your hamstrings. He told us what specific stretch. You just said to stretch your hamstrings. So I'm stretching my hamstring whichever way I want to do it. Bex is doing it his way. So he's gone to Bex. It'd be nice if everyone does the same fucking stretch. So Bex was like, wow, what's his problem? So then we did another little stride, went to get on the floor. Bex was like, oh, God, I feel a bit tight. He goes, what? Is it too much fucking effort for you to get on the floor? It was number 2. So then I've said to Bex, Bex was like, what's his problem though? So like, Bex, just leave it, Like, do you know what I mean? Like, he's just trying to get into us, isn't it? Right. So then we're doing these strides. We're all in groups of 4. You're never going to get 4 people stride exactly in a straight line. It's always going to be kind of jagged. So Bex is on the outside to me. So he's gone, oi, you, the cunt on the end. Keep up with everyone. So I was thinking it was not me. Bex again. So when we stopped, Bex has gone, man, that goes, like, what's the fuck's your problem? Like, mate, with that, the geezers just run over and just try to do some MMA elbow.
What the fuck?
Bex ducked, it hit the top of his head. He's ducked. And he's just gone, but I've jumped in, innit? But I've got my broken arm, remember? Right? So, and you got to remember, when I had my broken arm, yeah, not only has a gaffer put me in the squad to travel down, yeah, as soon as I was able to run, I had a cast on it, like a supporting cast. He made training non-contact. So the only time where you could win the ball is to intercept the pass.
Yeah.
So he was doing a lot in order to get me involved,
Big time, yeah.
right? Because they said it was such a bad break. If I broke it, if I even break it again, that's me done. 6 months. Yeah, I've got to have a bone taken from my hip or whatever. So I was like, he done a lot to kind of, you know, accommodate me. And then, yeah, so I've jumped in. So I said, what the fuck are you doing? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, that was just my natural instinct. Like, what are you doing? Yeah? He's like, oh, I didn't. So Beckford's gone in. He's gone straight in, like, you know what I mean? All right. So then I'm like, now I'm like, you know, I'm talking it up now. And then everyone's kind of looking around like, where's Wally? Like, I think Bradley Johnson, Anthony Eldin, Trezor Candle, couple people like kind of backed it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I said to the boys, so you know what? This is why we've not won in 10. I said, all of you just stood there like statues. This guy just tried to attack our teammate.
Yeah.
Right? He said he's bang up. So that anyway, he's like, oh, why are you only one? I didn't mean it. Why are you only one? I said, mate, because I'm the only one here that's not scared of you. Do you know what I mean? Because I thought if he'd have touched my arm, my right hand I would have clumped him straight away. Do you know what I mean? Because I didn't even
100%.
think. I just put my arm up to protect Becky. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
So obviously now that's gone on. Becky's come back out now. Right? The guy's tried to apologize. He's not said nothing to the guy. He's not interested. Yeah. He just done all the runs that he's meant to do. And when I say he left us all, yeah, he just was striding, boom, 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 done what he had to do and then went back in. By the time we got back in, now McAllister's been called back, obviously, to the training ground. So the situation has been explained to him. So whatever that guy said to him, that was me at the club.
Wow. What was that? He's like one of his close boys then?
Apparently, he's one of these guys, like, do you know what I mean? So I get it. At the time, I didn't, but I get it. It's like, you know, if I've got a close friend of mine and
yeah, you'd
I'm
stick
going to
with your
listen
mate,
to,
wouldn't you? Yeah.
you're going to stick with your mate. You don't know me from my day. I mean, players come and go. So, but yeah, at the time, I was fuming. So I was like, well, what have I actually done? Like,
Yeah,
do you know what I
all
mean?
you're trying to do is stand up for your team, mate.
Yeah.
Why is he trying to bash our star man? He's fucking...
Well, exactly. Do you know what I mean? Like, it wasn't even like Beckford done. Like, if Beckford was giving it to him, or you know that some players can be a bit difficult. You know, a man can snap because a man's a human being at the end of the day. But it didn't warrant what he did, and I would stand on that to the day I die. It did not warrant. Do you know what I mean? And like I said, Guy McKay's come in, then whatever was said. A few days later, we're back in training. It's like, yeah, you know, you're gonna have to go on loan. So I was meant to go to Blackpool under Simon Grayson.
Oh, yeah.
But they want me on the bench because he's in the champ. But it's like just as a squad player. And because I had so much injuries, I had to play. I wanted to go somewhere and play. And Oldham guaranteed me 7 games because they had a lot of fixtures. So I basically had to use those games to get fit and try to, obviously, which was hard. Do you know what I mean? I still scored 2 or 3 goals down there, I think.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So I still did okay, like, you know. But then I came back from my loan spell, went back to Leeds. I remember the first training session, me, Sebi, and that was on the same team. And we smashed, you know, like when you got 3, you know, four, like teams of 4.
Yeah.
Winner stays on. Oh, man, we were smashing teams left, right. And I was hitting everything. Yeah, like literally just like I was on fire. Okay, Sebi was on fire. I mean, you know, Sebi's like a magician. Do you know what I mean? He could get out of an alleyway. He can do anything for football, right? And then the training session. I remember that we had a training session, and what Gary McAllister like put the wingers on the corner flags, and he used to cross. They had to cross the ball in. You got a man standing in the middle, But wherever the ball goes, you got to get to it. You got 2 touches to finish. So me and Brad are partners. Brad's done this high cross. I mean, bloody hell, it was so high. Like, I don't know why you know what I mean? I don't think he meant to do that, but I remember judged the flight of the ball, took it on my chest, and I've let a volley go, and it's literally just got stuck in the stanch.
Oh wow!
Right, Casper was fuming. Everyone is gone. Oh my god! Like on the floor. Oh my whatever ever. McAllister just stood there with his face straight, didn't say. And when I saw that, I knew my time was up, man.
Didn't matter what you done.
Yeah, I knew my time was up. Like I just said, you know what? I'm just not feeling it, man. I'm out of here. But you know what? I should have stayed, because if I'd have stayed when Simon Grayson came, I would have got a chance under him.
Yeah, especially that he wanted you for Blackpool.
Do you know what I mean? I would have got a chance. And then with McAllister, all the way to the final. How did you go to the final at Wembley and not have no strikers on the bench?
Yeah, I've heard a few.
Left me out.
That squad
left Sebi out. Sebi was actually playing in all the games before.
Yeah, he was. Yeah. But he kept that defensive unit, didn't he?
Yeah, I think he left Sweeney. He left Sweeney out. Left me out. Left Sweeney out. Left Sebi out.
Anthony Eldin,
who was his like.
He was like a star coming up through the lower leagues.
Eldin was not, but God, this guy was playing ahead of me even that was depressing me.
I bet, yeah, because he was dreadful at Leeds. Fucking shit. It's mad, isn't it? Like,
do you know what I mean? But
well, look, I've got the T-shirt on from that day, mate. You know what I mean? And went to the game, and it was one of them. I told Seb when he was on here, it didn't start as we wanted it, and once we were chasing the game, and you need a bit of a change in the attacking third, and you look at the bench, and there's nothing there. You fucked, didn't you? Really?
Well, exactly.
Like, what are you going to do to change the game going forward?
I just think that, the funny way, I just don't think McAllister wanted to go up that season, because it still would have been Wise. Everyone, the talk would have been about what Wisey had done. Do you know what I mean? That run we went on and all that kind of stuff. I think he wanted, and he's entitled to want to do it his own way, but mate, you can't play around with promotion.
No way. If it's there, take
there's
it.
no, and I think because of the arrogance of Leeds being the club that they are, I think he thought, like, you know what, next season we'll do it. Do you know what I mean? And as you said, it don't work like that. Do you know what I mean?
It doesn't work like that. No way. Is that like you said? Was that sort of curtains? Then you knew, look elsewhere.
Yeah, I just said, you know what? Like, I'm just like, like I said, I come from a position of where we were like the main guys at the club, and we had a really good relationship. Like, I mean, like the kit person, the dinner ladies, like everyone got on. And when he come in, it's like you weren't allowed to talk to that one. You weren't allowed. I mean, it was just a rigid kind of situation. It just didn't. It wasn't enjoyable anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy, mate.
You got to remember, like, any given time in the town centre, 7, 8 of us.
Wow.
And we all had big motors those days. We used to, do you know what I mean? It was like pimp my ride kind of thing. Like, all of us were in the town centre, but because we all got on. We was all friends. We all went and had something to eat. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we looked after the young ones, and it was just a beautiful environment. The training ground was unreal. It's
crazy, mate. And then, like, your time come to an end at the club, and you moved on to Northampton. What was your time there like, mate?
Do you know what? One of the factors I looked into before I moved to Northampton is like it's closer to home. Yeah. It's always a ground that I've played at and felt and really liked. You know, the ground's a nice little ground, decent pitch. Akin Fenwell was there.
Oh, of course he was, yeah.
So I was like, you know what?
Back
Me
with
and this
Bayo.
guy are gonna, yeah. The coach at the time, Stuart Gray, was involved with the England team.
Yeah.
They brought him in as a coach or something like that, you know, to help Fabio Capello
Oh,
at the
yeah, I
time.
remember
So
that.
I was like, you know what? It ticks all the boxes.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? This is going to be a footballing man. He's going to want me to play the game. I want to play the game, and yeah, you know, and I've got days like, you know, this boy had another year left at Leeds, and you know, it's a pleasure to have him here, and he's not come here for the money because he could have stayed another year, and all this stuff. And I was like, obviously, when I turned up, I had the best car in the car park. Do you know what I mean? But I didn't want to be treated like any different. I just wanted to be treated like one of the boys.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean? Because I was always felt like that anyway. I thought I weren't that guy. Like, yeah, I'm not that kind of person. Anyone that knows me know that. Yeah, I mean, I'm very, very humble and down to earth. And he kept on going on about, you know, oh yeah, you know, he could have stayed here. We could have done this. Could have done. And I was just thinking, God, just let me get on with, you know.
All right, mate, you've said it.
Yeah. And then, yeah, I started up the next minute. I'm playing wide right of a three. Then I'm playing like right midfield, just doing everything other than playing down the middle. And mate, I mostly worked harder at that club than any other club I've been at, with just no results.
It's mad, isn't it?
Like, do you know what I mean? And I always knew when I weren't going to be in the team, because what he used to try and do in training, when we used to do a circle, he used to blast the ball at me. Like, how childish is that?
Well, so you
But
miscontrol it.
Yeah, but my touch is on point. Like, thing is, most people know, I always say my touch is like a surgeon. Do you know what I mean? So when he used to do that, it's just still kind of, do you know what I mean? And then when we get to like, you know, Friday or whatever, you get the old pull in the office. Yeah, you know, we're gonna go with this, and I was like, well, I already knew that.
Yeah.
I can tell from the training sessions in the week.
Yeah, it's unreal, isn't it, how people do that?
You know, but yeah, Carl Walker came down there on loan.
I was going to say, because you played wide right, like in
Yeah, and
front
he
of
was
Kyle.
me and him, yeah. And only when he come in, he was like, big man, I don't want to see you coming past the halfway line.
That's what you want to hear.
He said, he goes, I'll deal with anything comes down there. Do you know what I mean?
Brilliant.
But
Was
this
he on
that
loan
shows
from
you,
Sheffield United at the time?
yeah, that's it, yeah. But it just shows you, like, I'm playing like completely out of where I'm meant to be playing. Do you know what I mean? Everyone in that team was doing someone else's job.
Yeah. It's not what you want, is it?
Nah.
I see during your time there as well, you went on loan to Cheltenham. And you had old Mad Dog as your gaffer, Martin Allen.
Oh, God.
Now, I love a Martin Allen story because there's many of them. And I've heard one of his time at Cheltenham, and I don't know if you was, I think you was there at the time with the toast.
Oh, mate.
Tell us about Martin Allen with his toast.
The guy, we're in a conference room. There's a TV in the conference room. So the TV goes in the middle of the room, and he sticks 2 tables on the side with trays of toast on it, and basically got people dashing toast in the set pieces. I mean, I'd never seen that in my life. You couldn't even make that up.
Like,
Like the toast is going all over the place, like flopping all over the place.
Got some
Do you know what I
swaz on
mean?
the toast.
Like, and people are trying to hit. I just couldn't believe it. I thought this guy was like, you know, a legend, a knowledgeable person. Like, just it's like when Dave Bassett came into the club at Leeds.
What was he like?
Oh my God.
Was he another nutter?
He put on a session one time, and I must say to this day, I think that's the worst session I've ever been a part of. And I'm looking at these. Remember, I'm looking at these guys. I'm older than these people, so I've watched these guys on TV. Like, what would it be like? Like, do you know what I mean? You hear him talking all the kind of stuff. Ain't got a clue about football. One time he came for Sebi. I remember away at Bournemouth. And Sebi done, I can't remember what happened. He was like, oh, I've not even seen Maradona do that. And I was like, you don't even know what this kid can do. If there's anyone that can do what he tried to do, would be him.
Yeah.
Because he does it. You ask anyone that's played for Leeds what Sebi was like. Like a genius on the football.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Don't come through that Monaco team at that time.
Exactly. Like, and then this guy is telling him that he can't do it. And like I said, Dennis Wise bringing him in was his work. Like I said, I think the mutual respect of the Wimbledon days and all this kind of stuff, but nah, mate. How he's even made a living out of the game, only heavens knows.
Some of the people in the game are just fucking magnificent. Like with Mad Dog, we had Dean Lewington on, the MK Dons player, the other week.
Yeah.
He was telling us a similar sort of thing, like at one of these conferences, like before a game. There was like a wedding, which was in like a room, like the next room or something, that they were setting up for a wedding, like that was going to be the next day or something like that. And he's took them all in there, and he's basically got the music playing, and he's lined all the players up. He's like, right, in pairs, go up and dance on the dance floor. And they're all like, what are you on about? And he's like, means it. Like, I want you to, like, you've all got to dance in pairs, like as a teamwork thing. And he's like, and he's got them all fucking like slow dancing. Like all the players, like fucking, I'm like, it's mental. But look, Martin Allen's got hundreds of these.
Anything. Listen, there's nothing that would put me past this guy. Listen, he's not a bad guy. He's not a bad guy.
Yeah. He's just ran the twist.
Man.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, we could be training and his dog would just run across the training pitch.
Yeah, he always had his dog with him. Is it Monty?
God knows what it was called.
Yeah, because he always had his dog with him.
Black kind of Labrador, I think it was. One of those kind of, I don't know, mate. Like, you just wonder how these guys actually, you know, done what they've done and got where they got in the game, because it's just crazy. It's crazy.
It is. Like, if you're doing that in any other walk of life, they'd be like, get out. What are you doing?
Mate, do you know what I mean?
I love it, though.
But it's like, even like, you know, you look at Barry Fire, and I love him, but, you know, he used to park his Jaguar up at the training ground, walk around the pitch, and if you happen to pull in the top corner during that walk, you'd be in the team on Saturday.
What, and then he'd fuck off?
Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
So you only had to perform for the time he's having his walk?
Literally.
Just see him turn up and thought, fuck it, I'll put it in for 2 minutes.
just toss it off until Barry's having his walk.
It's just crazy. It's crazy, but it's you don't realize how crazy it is until years later. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
you look back and think, what?
Like, you know, he's come into the dressing room one time and he's named the team and named the player that was injured for about 3 weeks prior. And he's going on. And like the assistant or the physio is going, Gaffer, he's injured. Why didn't no one tell me?
Oh, for fuck's sake. I love it. It's brilliant. Unbelievable.
You just can't write it.
You can't. No, it's
You
true,
can't
mate.
write it. But I love Barry. You know exactly where you stand with Barry. And Barry, you need these characters in the game.
Yeah.
The thing with Barry, yeah, is he's a businessman. If you do well for him, mate, the world's your oyster.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? He's
He'll
not
look
a
after
bad
you.
mind person. He's not gonna, look, come on, Ivan Tony.
You got that guy now. Is it Clark Johnson as well?
You've got player in team of the year.
Yeah, he's unreal.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I always say to people, man, you play under any club where Barry Fry is and you do well, mate, you will not be there long. Trust
Yeah,
me.
he'll get you a move. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a good thing as well, isn't it? Really, especially at that level, like that's what you
Of
want.
course it is. Yeah,
100%. But yeah, then like you had your time at Northampton and moved on to Hereford. First things first, when you was at Hereford, what did you think first time they walked the ball around the pitch?
I just thought, what am I doing there? To be fair, like SAS town, innit, Hereford? 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, the streets are quiet, mate. You've got the whole streets to yourself. Do you know what I mean? It's a perfect place for a criminal, isn't it?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Unless you trouble an SAS man and then you're in trouble. But, like, but you know what it is? My son was, you know what I mean? My son was coming and I just, at that time, I was like, you know what?
Getting to the end now.
My first boy's coming, my first kid. I just want to just enjoy it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I remember like I come in there and I'd done really well. I was training, doing well, and the chairman, Chris Turner. I remember, I think it was the first game of the season. For the first game of the season, he pulled me, went to me, "What are you doing here?" And I was like, "Ooh, wow, that's a bit strong." Do you know what I mean? I was like, "What do you mean?" Like,
thanks, mate.
he was like, "Nah." He goes, "No, no, 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 no." He goes, "Listen, hear me out." He goes, "I've watched you in training. I've watched you in, the pre-season games we've had." He goes, "You're too good for this level." I said to him, "But I'm here, innit? So I'm here.
Be happy I'm here then.
Do you know what I mean? That's where I am, innit? Like, do you know what I mean? Started off the season, played well. The rest of the team, there was a few mistakes. All of a sudden, all become my fault. All become my fault. Out of the team, he brought in a striker from Leicester called Craig King. I mean, this kid played 20 games and scored 1 goal. But yet still, I can't get a run in the team. And then what he did, he brought me in. I scored again. And like I said to you, I was the kind of person, I'd always bring it to training. And then what he kept on doing, he kept on pulling me after training. He goes, "How do you think he done?" So, I done all right. He goes, "All right." He goes, "You was magnificent." Come Saturday, I'm sat on the bench again. Do you know what I mean? But like I said, my son was coming, and I just like, at that time, I just thought, you know what? This game, whatever.
Don't need it.
Do you know what I mean? Just,
Yeah, I totally would be in the same position, mate. Like you did obviously go on and play for York City amongst a few non-league sides as well, including Tooting and Mitcham, who's one of our local clubs. And then gone into starting Constantine Academy, mate, and obviously doing the work you're doing now with SMI World. How's it all going?
Going really good, mate.
Do you like it? Yeah,
really good. I love it. I absolutely love it. Like, I love passing on my knowledge. I love seeing what or helping guys realize what's out there for them if they get their head down and knuckle down. And I love, you know, I just love football. I love going to games, you know, before this pandemic, you know, 3-4 games a week. And that's not just me, that's all of us within the company.
I bet that's brilliant though.
Do you know what I mean?
What a
Like,
job,
and we're
you know what I
dotted
mean?
up all over the place. Yeah, all of us, the banter in our group chat is just on another level. Do you know what I mean? I love the boys. You know what I mean? We've all been in the dressing room together at
Which is
some
gonna
stage
help,
during our
innit?
careers. Yeah, of course it is, because there's a certain trust there. And, you know, we're growing. We're
Yeah.
growing.
Well, some
You
of the
know?
names, like I had a little glance at some of the names you boys have got. Like
Well,
you've
we've
got a lot
got one of your young boys, isn't it?
one of the under
Leeds? Chris,
23s.
yeah,
Yeah,
Chris Moore.
that's it. Yeah, so he's another good young kid. Like you've got a lot of good young'uns on the books, as well as a lot of like successful, more senior pros. You like to Lyle Taylor, Barry Bannon, Oddy, you know what I mean?
Ben Gibson.
Ben Gibson.
Ben Gibson, yeah, just gone back to the Prem now. Do you know what I mean?
There's some brilliant players
You've
there.
got some young ones like, you know, the John Buckleys, doing really well at Blackburn. Do you know what I mean? Alex Hunt, Sheffield Wednesday, obviously they've gone down, but, you know, good young player. Got James Hill, lot of interest in and around him. Got, you know, Callum Scanlon, just gone to Liverpool.
Oh, I see
England.
that, yeah.
You know, got...
He signed a deal with Puma and all, didn't he?
Yeah. And even like, you know, the director, his son, AJ Matthews, obviously Lee Matthews played for Leeds with Bowyer and Woody and all that. So he was there. He's part of that club's history.
Oh, wicked.
Played for England, had a great career. Injuries killed him. But, you know, his son's, you know, paving his way now at Middlesbrough. You know, doing really well. Yeah, so, you know, we've got a lot of young lads and, you know, senior pros. And
yeah, must be great for you guys as well to sort of pass on your knowledge of what you've done in the game and be able to sort of help mold these kids' careers as well.
Yeah, no, 100%. And you know, we care as well. Do you know what I mean? And listen, you have your ups and downs in any job, like, you know, deal with people, you know, they're not trustworthy. You deal with some people, you know, they smile in your face and you call them, don't answer your call. You know, there's a lot of stuff that goes on, but ultimately, if you had to pick what you wanted to do for a living, I'd pick this all day long.
Yeah.
Because it's my passion.
At the end of the day, it's still football, isn't it? You're not playing.
Yeah, it's still football. I love it, man.
That's it.
Brilliant, yeah, man.
No, living the
you
dream.
know, I'm back training 5 days a week, so I might make a little comeback.
Yeah, well, you never know.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah, I might get a 6-minute contract somewhere. You know what I mean?
Where's Mark McGee now? Is he interested?
Mate, listen, let me tell you something. That guy there, as I said, God's got a lot of questions for him, man.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Brilliant. I love it. And yeah, well, just to sort of bring the interview to a close, I've just got a few questions based on sort of like your career as a whole.
Do you know what? Sebi said to me, these guys have you on the phone for 2 hours. They tell you an hour. He said 2 hours. And look at the time now, 7:30. It's now 10:07.
That's you. You've been doing the talking, mate.
You've been talking, mate.
I'm not going to stop you.
What you been talking about, Leon? I weren't really listening, mate. To be honest, what you been talking about?
You've killed it.
No, mate, you guys have been quality, man. I tell you before you ask the question.
Yeah, go on.
I was actually on the phone with Enoch Shawomni.
Oh yeah.
So I said to him, you know, if they want, I'll give you his details. He's in Miami living the good life.
Is he really?
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
he's doing a lot of stuff. He's doing a lot of stuff. So he'd be an interesting one to speak to as well.
Oh, that'd be class, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So I'll send him on your details and all that, and he'll touch base. So he's already said he's up for it if you want him.
Quality. Yeah, no,
Do you know what I mean?
100%.
Yeah, mate.
He's one we spoke about before as well that we'd like on.
Yeah. Enoch's a very, very smart, clever guy, man.
I used to love singing the song for him as well when he had at Leeds. About probably shouldn't repeat it, but it was a good one.
Oh, was it? I don't even know what the song was.
About him having a massive
Dom.
Hey, we've all got one of them, haven't we?
Not yet.
Literally, mate, this song followed him every single club he was at. It was a blinder.
Yeah.
Well, he might come up in this set of questions. Hang on.
Yeah. Well, so might your cousin based on previous questions.
Well,
But yeah, so just sort of like quick fire, mate, based on these questions. So first one, best player you played with.
No. I hate this question. Best player I've played with. Do you know what? I'm going to give it to someone who doesn't really. I'm going to say my mate, Andre Boucard.
Oh, yeah. That
Yeah.
name sounds familiar. Where was he?
He was at Peterborough with me. He was at Reading as a kid. Ridiculous player.
Oh. Never sort of
Ridiculous.
reached the heights, though, no?
Nah. Never reached the heights. Just bad luck, really. And a lot of it down to him as well. But, you know, I've heard like people played, you know, top level Prem who have said I've never seen a player with ability like him. So
Really?
Mm.
Wow. Best player you've played against? For you, it might be a centre half, being a because they'd be the ones you've been closely battled with, but in general,
best
just any
player I've played against. So you can't. Everyone can just pick like
the biggest name, or whatever.
I think David. I mean, you know, just to see him in the flesh, knowing how good he was when I was watching him as a kid, and then to see him in the flesh and see that he was still kind of at that same level.
Yeah, he still weren't bad at Tottenham, is he?
Yeah, I'll say David.
Yeah, no, fair play, mate.
Worst
trainer.
Oh God, the worst trainer. Who could I give that title to?
The yellow jersey.
It's not even that yellow jersey. You know, someone that just doesn't put that effort in. Like they're just like, do you know what I mean? But they can do it on a Saturday, but they just. Who would I give that title?
That's annoying, isn't it?
That's the thing. We found most people that do this one, it's often one of the better players as well. It's like
yeah. Worst trainer. Do you know what? I'm gonna put. His name's gone up my head now. Someone I just didn't get what they. I'm gonna put Ian Westlake.
At Leeds.
Yeah.
Love it. Hardest player you played with?
Hardest player I've played with?
Yeah.
Someone that I feel that was there. I can remember.
Love that. Not many would argue with him anyway, would they?
Yeah.
Hardest player you've played against?
I always give it to Wes Morgan.
Oh, really? He's a beast.
Absolute rock, mate. Listen, he just don't move anyway. You know what I mean?
Really?
Yeah. You know when they say there's no movement in the market? They're talking about Wes, mate. He just
Solid.
you go to back up against him, he just don't move. Like
Bloody hell.
strong.
He was
Man,
phenomenal that year they won the league, Leicester and all, wasn't
Yeah.
But you know what it is? He wasn't great at Forest in a sense, like on the ball, he was a good defender, very rugged, but to see what he's done and how he's developed, and it just shows you, if you put your head down and work hard, you know what I mean? Like, he's had an unbelievable career.
Yeah, even at a later age, he's done that.
Yeah, man. And he's a really, really nice guy as well. He's been like my raving partner in Nottingham. Like, it's a guy, like, you know,
he? Wicked. Premier League winning captain, mate. You know what I mean? It's mental.
Not bad.
The biggest diva you played with?
The biggest diva. Joe Cardle.
I don't know who that is.
Young kid who was at Forest, he was at Port Vale with me.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah, he was at Port Vale with me, but oh my God, absolute chocolate, loves himself. Good kid though, man. My boy, but yeah, definitely. I'll put him down. He's a diva, mate. He's a diva all day long.
Just give him a Snickers.
Yeah, exactly.
Funny man.
Funny.
Snods.
Oh, fucking hands down, yeah. Snoddy's fucking Snoddy's funny, mate.
I thought old Tuts might get a shout there because we had one that mentioned him before and all.
Mate, that's what I'm trying to say. It's hard to just say one person.
Yeah.
Tuttle is funny. You know, Andy Hughes was funny.
Yeah, another
Andy Hughes is funny, mate. Funny. Alan Thompson, funny.
Yeah.
I bet Bayo must have been funny at points.
B's hilarious, but I get him in it because we come from the same kind of, so I know that B's funny.
Yeah, you've played with some characters, mate.
Danny Sonner.
Yeah?
Danny Sonner, he's up there. Funny. I remember he said when the credit crunch started, and I somehow we got hold of him. He'd gone missing for years. No one had seen anything of him. We heard he was in Italy or something like that. And he was like, he goes, "What's this I keep hearing about this credit crunch?" He goes, "Is what, is that a new chocolate bar or something?"
Fuck's sake.
You know what I mean? And like he went into a club, I think it was Wrexham, one of those clubs anyway. And he walked into the dressing room like for the first time, and he's just gone. And I'm being dead serious. He's gone, "Look, I don't know none of yous, but yous have almost seen me on Sky, right?" And then he's put his boots down. You see these boots? They never give away a ball, lad. Never give away the ball.
That's fucking brilliant.
That's fucking big time.
What a boy. Which manager was the best when they took part in training?
This was.
Yeah, Sebi said that.
And Gus Poyet. Different level.
Well, we nearly got Gus playing, didn't we, at one point?
Oh, yeah.
He played in that pre-season game, didn't he, in Cyprus?
Gus had a bit, mate.
Yeah.
Gus had a bit, man.
Good player.
What a player, mate. Based on initiation songs at clubs, who's the best singer?
Me, by a country mile.
What's your go-to, Lee?
I done a Jodeci number at Millwall. I remember the boys were ribbing me for ages, like, and they was like, you know, I was so nervous. I was like, "Mate, how can you do? No way!" And I weren't gonna do it. And it's like, "You gotta do it. Like everyone does. You have to do it." Like, and I did a Jodeci number. And to be fair, I got claps.
What one did you do?
Which one was it? It's been an hour since you've been gone.
How's that go?
No, don't try
Shit.
But you got to wake up earlier to get me, man. Come on, man.
Oh, we dragged that out just to get you. We dragged this whole interview
Yeah, I know.
just to get you to like get a bit tired and then throw that one in. This one it's like a double-edged sword. You can take this as you want. Double meaning. Biggest dick you ever played with?
Biggest dick that I played with. A kid at Southend called Duncan Jupp. I mean, even his name, like, do you know what I mean?
You've killed him.
Like, his name, like, who names their son that though? Like, I mean,
what, Duncan?
No, but like
the second name ain't his fault.
The jump at the end though, like what a prick.
Oh mate, I need to look this kid up.
Absolute helmet.
Brilliant. You've destroyed him. Poor old Dunk.
Do you know what I mean?
Oh mate, that's blinding. I love that. And the next one I was going to ask, but you've already answered it for me, is who are your good mates in the game, and can you get them on the podcast for us? But you've already got old Big Enoch lined up.
Yeah, I'll get Enoch. I'll see if there's any. You know, there might be some others.
Yeah, and anyone, mate, we'd be happy to have on. We'd love talking to footballers on here. So yeah, anyone would be blinding. But
yeah.
But yeah, and I really appreciate you coming on, Lee. I really appreciate your time, mate.
Yeah, and just before I go, I just want to plug a little something.
Do it, mate.
All right. I've got one of my good friends, ex-Forest striker, not the Forest striker, Dexter Blackstock.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Got his own crypto coin.
Has he?
Got his own crypto coin. MediConnect. So the ethos of the coin is about track and trace, in the pharmaceutical industry. So, you know, and stopping the overprescribing of drugs.
Right.
So they've developed a blockchain that would obviously, you know, make sure people are getting the right drugs. You know, a lot of people go online and can order stuff and you don't know what you're ordering.
Mm-hmm.
Comes to your house the next day, next minute, you know, you read someone's overdosed or anything like that. This puts a stop to all of that.
Wow.
Do you know what I mean? So it's a massive, massive, massive project. We've just joined forces with a guy called Maximilian, who's been in the Times magazine. He will be the biggest producer of medical cannabis in the world. They're already saying he's the first billionaire from the UK.
Is he live in Portugal?
Yes, he lives in Dubai.
I think
he's got one of his where he
farms
grows one of his farms is in Portugal. Yeah,
I've seen this fella.
I'll bet you have.
Unreal, mate. So the future is very, very bright, mate. Look it up, MediConnect.
That's wicked. What we'll do as well, Leon, is if you send us over all the details for all of that, as well as like your SMI and the academy, and I'll whack everything in the description. So everyone who's watching, down below in the description on YouTube, links to everything there for you to just check.
Brilliant. With the academy, I've got a new one coming. So when that's up and running, which might not be until about September.
Yeah.
So that's going to be a development center. But everything else, like the agency, the crypto, you know, I'll send you MediConnect, I'll send you Dexter.
Yeah,
people behind it, Maximilian and people like that.
Brilliant.
And I'll put that all in.
Love that.
Sweet.
So everyone who's watching on YouTube, check it out in the description below. Everything that Leon's just been talking about there. And yeah, make sure you subscribe to the channel and slap a like on the video. And everyone listening on the podcast platforms, make sure you rate and review. And yeah, also check them out. Again, I'll put all the descriptions on all the podcast platforms as well, so everyone can check out all the links and everything there. But yeah, like I said, thanks again, Leon. Really appreciate your time,
Mate, it's been an absolute pleasure. Seb said I would enjoy it, but I didn't. But I think I'd enjoy it as much as I have, and it's been.
Oh, thank you, mate.
Been nice, mate. You guys are good, man.
Really appreciate that, mate. No, that's class. I love that. That's one of our mate. Like we want the guys who come on to have a good time. You know what I mean? Have a good chat and that.
Yeah, no, definitely, man. Yeah, I'll co-sign that 100%.
Wicked, love it, mate. Thank you for that.
Thank you, Leon.
And yeah, until next time, guys. Thanks. All the best.
Yeah, mate. We'll keep in touch anyway. Yeah.
Definitely. Cheers, mate.
All right, then, mate. You take care.